States of America. Republic,
Republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible.
Madam Clerk?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Board of Commissioners public meeting Tuesday, January 17, 2017. The time is now 8:35. Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, notice of this meeting was published in December 1st, 2016 issues of the Nutley Sun and the Herald News and the December 2nd, 2016 issue of the Star Ledger. A copy of this notice has been posted on the Nutley Town Hall Bulletin Board, and a copy is on file in the Municipal Clerk's office. Commissioner Rogers?
Here.
Commissioner Tucci?
Here.
Commissioner Evans?
Here.
Commissioner Petracco?
Here.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Here.
All present, Mayor.
Madam Clerk, minutes.
We have Board of Commissioner meeting minutes for December 6, 2016. Need a motion, please?
Move it.
Need a second?
Second.
Commissioner Rogers? Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
And that's it for minutes.
Communications.
The Nutley Junior Raider Booster Club is requesting permission to hold a softball beefsteak tricky tray on Sunday, February 12th, 2017 at the Parks and Recreation Building.
Move
Motion,
it.
please.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers? Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco? Commissioner Petracco?
Oh, I'm sorry, aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
The Nutley Elks Lodge number 1290 has submitted an application for a social affair permit for the St. Patrick's Day Parade celebration on Saturday, March 4, 2017 from 9 a.m. to 11 at 242 Chestnut Street in Nutley. Need a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers? Commissioner Tucci? Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
And that's it for communications, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner?
Reports.
Yes, I have a shade tree report, December of 2016.
Commissioner Evans?
Yes, I have code enforcement reports for the fourth quarter of 16 and for the annual year of 2016.
Bills, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Mayor. Public Affairs, $101,235.46. Revenue and Finance, $2,392,115.30. Public Safety, $1,150.00. Public Works, $87,478.91. Parks and Public Property, $675,272.47. For total payroll, $776,546.30, for a grand total of $4,033,798.44.
Move the bills.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. Public comment on agenda items only. Madam Clerk, read the notice.
Yes, Mayor. All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should approach the microphone and provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the Board, each person shall limit their address to 3 minutes. All remarks to the Board and its individual members must be addressed to the Mayor. The Mayor may defer citizen comments to the appropriate member of the Board. Dialogue between citizens and others addressing the Board shall be allowed unless the Mayor or presiding officer or the majority of the membership of the Board shall determine that the interest of decorum and or the expeditious conduct of municipal business are being adversely affected by such dialogue.
Anybody like to address the Board of Commissioners on agenda items only? Seeing no one, can we move to close the public comment section?
Move it.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. Any announcements from the Board of Commissioners? None. We'll move to ordinance introductions. Commissioner Evans.
The public hearing.
Yes, thank you. I don't have an introduction. I have a public hearing, though, this evening.
Public
the
hearing, I'm
ordinance
sorry.
3351. It's regarding the purchase of computer server equipment to upgrade the server capacity for the township.
Anybody like to address the Board of Commissioners on ordinance number 3351? Seeing none?
Close the public hearing.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. We also have a public hearing. Commissioner Tucci?
Yes, this is a public hearing concerning an application we will be submitting to New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, in particular the Green Acres program, and this is for the replacement of the existing turf at Father Glotzbach Park. If I might, I'd just like to give you a very brief summary of where this field has been. In the summer of 2007, the field was converted from a grass field to a turf field. The turf was not, in fact, the Doris spine that we have all been reading about in the paper, and none of the fill that was used to hold the actual blades up was connected to any of those that were dangerous or hazardous to anyone using them. The turf was specific to non-football uses, all right, and the original warranty was for 8 years. Obviously, this summer we will be approaching our 10th year, and we expect to get another 6 months to a year out of this field and longer if need be. Our plan is to replace and expand the turf, the 10 feet from both of what we will call the end zones, which are now a grassy area, which we originally contemplated being used for storage, but we're going to remove the grass because the maintenance issue is much greater than we anticipated, and it will be all turf. The scope is a typical replacement project, and after 10 years of use, we expect to replace it again. The initial cost estimates are in the range of between $320,000 to $360,000, and construction would be approximately 10 weeks. Initially, when we first converted that field from a grass field to a turf field, there was a lot more infrastructure improvements and drainage improvements that needed to be made. So the project was bid at $562,712 in 2007, and the final change order reduced that project to $536,146. To date, we have approximately 2,500 recreation-level children using this field, and at least 300 high school level folks using it. The uses are recreational soccer, Nutley United Soccer, flag football, high school soccer, high school lacrosse, junior lacrosse, and we in fact do use it for Camp Nutley, as well as other folks just coming in and utilizing the field for whatever recreational uses they so choose. So this is what our plan is. On the advertisement, you will see that there was a second application that we spoke about concerning Kingsland Park and the erosion problem that we have on the hill coming down. The cost of that project is way too expensive at this point in time because we would have to commit at least $850,000, which we are not prepared to do. All right, at this point in time, we are hoping for an alternate plan, which will take many more man-hours, but less dollars. So that's the road we're going to travel on that application. But for purposes of Green Acres, we needed to have this public hearing this evening. So, Mayor?
Anybody like to address the Board of Commissioners on this project? Seeing none.
I'll move to close the public hearing.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Just a quick comment. I have to say that I've spent a lot of time down that field, and it's so true of the 2,500 plus kids that use it and the high school events. And back in the day, when I was a youngster there, it was known as the Nutley National Little League many years ago. Some great names like Sal Malillo was the president. There was an old baseball player, Willie, down there. And to see what has transformed through the years and the use that it has turned into is really a tribute to you, Commissioner. Really a great job, and it gets plenty of use. And there's nowhere else we'd like to see our children is on a field doing something. So thank you. I vote aye.
Thank you.
I have a follow-up comment also. Vote first, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to make this comment. Obviously, there's not many people here, but a lot of people are watching. I think that they need to know a few things. Following up what Commissioner Petracco said, you've done an extraordinary job over the years. Look, when I was a patrolman, and then you finally came on board, like the Commissioner said, you see the transformation, but I think what's more important, there's a lot of good unintended consequences of the work you're doing. And, getting around and just seeing the reality of what's happening around Nutley. And I've always said this is an extraordinary town and one of the reasons why we are is the work you're doing is you with the police department, and I know with the mayor and Commissioner Evans, we've managed to keep young people away from a lot of the things that are going on around us because of these recreation programs. But what I find really incredible, and you don't see that around the state, is the youngsters. I mean, the young ones, little ones that you've got involved in all kinds of different things going on. So it's a tribute to you, personally a tribute to you for the work you've done down there, and I really hope that we continue to see it continue. And I know the LEAD program, the drug problem around the state is a disaster. Here in Nutley, we've got the LEAD program. Mayor, I know anytime you've been willing to jump in and help out, and I know Commissioner Evans with the numbers, he's the expert in that area, and he's helped out. But I guess the point I'm trying to bring across is that, especially for those viewing, we really don't get it until we're outside of this town, see what reality is. So I would hope that people continue to stay here. We hear about people want to moving out, and it's not true. People want to stay here. But they want to stay here because of what you guys are doing. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Mayor Scarpelli.
I would also like to add that having had children that played on that field before, and just seeing afterwards the use that it's had throughout rain, wasn't shut down today because of that. So it's money well spent. Life expectancy. So
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, gentlemen.
Resolutions. Commissioner Rogers.
Okay. I have a resolution that number 12-17, it proclaims February as National Heart Health Month and February 3rd, 2017 as National Wear Red Day. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers.
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli.
Aye. Commissioner Tucci.
Yes. Whereas sealed bids were received for electrical services on December 28, 2016 in the Township of Nutley, and whereas Sal Electric, 83 Fleet Street, Jersey City, New Jersey, was the lowest bidder for both labor for foreman, journeyman, and apprentice and materials, whereas the contract is not to exceed $90,000 and funds are available from account 7-01-508-200 in the amount of $40,000 and Capital Ordinance 3344B in the amount of $50,000 for services contingent upon adoption of the 2017 budget from January 1 of 17 through December 31st of 17, with an option to extend for 1 year and have been certified by the Chief Financial Officer, said certification being attached to this resolution. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that a contract for electrical services be awarded to Sal Electric Company, 83 Fleet Street, Jersey City, New Jersey. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers.
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli.
Aye.
Whereas sealed bids were received for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration service and purchase on Wednesday, December 28, 2016 in the Township of Nutley, and whereas Advanced Mechanical Corp., 173 Franklin Avenue, Nutley, New Jersey, was the low bidder, HVA service per hour rate $75, and plumbing per hour rate and likewise $75, whereas the contract is not to exceed $90,000 and funds are available from account 7-01-508-200 for services contingent upon adoption of the 17 budget from January 1 through December 31st, 2017, with an option to extend for 1 year, and have been certified by the Chief Financial Officer, said certification being attached to this resolution. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that a contract for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration service and purchase be awarded to Advanced Mechanical Corp. I move the resolution.
Second.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Mayor, if I may, with the permission of the Township Attorney, I'd like to consolidate the next several resolutions because they all concern the purchase of supplies and awarding of bids. Whereas sealed, I'm sorry.
You read the resolution number, part of your
Okay.
actual number of the resolution.
All right, this is resolution number 15-17, whereas sealed bids received for recreation uniforms, equipment, and supplies on December 28th in 2016 in the Township of Nutley, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley in the County of Essex, State of New Jersey, award a contract for recreation uniforms, equipment, and supplies to BSN Sports, P.O. Box 49, Jenkintown, PA, as per the attached sheet, not to exceed $25,992. Whereas sealed bids were received for recreation uniforms, equipment, and supplies on December 28, 2017 in the Township of Nutley, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, award a contract for recreation uniforms, equipment, and supplies to Dot Design, 242 Possum Hollow Road, Monroe Township, New Jersey, as per the attached sheet, not to exceed $21,000. This resolution number is 16-17. Next one is resolution number 17-17, and this is award a contract for recreation uniforms, equipment, and supplies to KTAA Enterprises, 100 Pike Road, Building C, Mount Laurel, New Jersey, as per the attached sheet, not to exceed $3,000. Next is resolution number 18-17. It's an award of contract for recreation uniforms, equipment, and supplies to Metuchen Center, Inc., 10 Embroidery Street, Sayreville, New Jersey, as per the attached sheet, not to exceed $8,692.25. Next one is resolution number 19-17. It's awarding a contract for recreation uniforms, equipment, and supplies to R&R Trophy, 104 Ridge Road, North Arlington, New Jersey, as per the attached sheet, not to exceed $3,250. And whereas funds are available from accounts T24909-901 through 915 for all of these resolutions and have been certified by the Chief Financial Officer, said certification being attached to this resolution, now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and the Township Clerk be and they are hereby authorized to enter into and sign said contract with all of the above vendors from January 1, 2017 through December 31st, 2017 for the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey. I move all those resolutions.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Green Acres Program, the state provides loans and or grants to municipal and county governments and grants to nonprofit organizations for assistance in the acquisition, development, and stewardship of lands for outdoor recreation and conservation purposes. And whereas the Township of Nutley desires to further the public interest by obtaining funding in the amount of approximately $87,528 in the form of a 25% matching grant, and if available, a 75% loan of approximately $262,584 from the state to fund the following project: this Township of Nutley field turf for the soccer field at Father Glotzbach Park at an approximate cost of $350,112, pending bids, obviously. And whereas the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley resolves that Commissioner Mauro Tucci, Director of the Department of Parks and Public Property, is hereby authorized to A, make application for such a loan or such a grant, B, provide additional application information and furnish such documents as may be required, and C, act as the authorized correspondent of the above-named applicant. And whereas the state shall determine if the application is complete and in conformance with the scope and intent of the Green Acres Program and notify the applicant of the amount of funding award, and whereas the applicant is willing to use state funds in accordance with such regulations, rules, and applicable statutes, and is willing to enter into an agreement with the state for the above-named project, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the mayor is hereby authorized to execute an agreement and any amendment thereto with the state known as the Township of Nutley field turf for the soccer field at Father Glotzbach Park project 2, that the applicant has its matching share of the project if a match is required in the amount of $262,584. 3, that in the event the state funds are less than the total project cost specified above, the applicant has the balance of funding necessary to complete the project. 4, that the applicant agrees to comply with all applicable federal, state, local laws, rules, and regulations in its performance of the project. And 5, that this resolution shall take effect immediately. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas bids for the Park Avenue Monopole co-location lease were received and opened on November 30th, 2016, and whereas a bid was received from T-Mobile Northeast LLC, 4 Sylvan Way, Parsippany, New Jersey, and whereas the Township has determined that the bid by T-Mobile Northeast LLC is non-compliant with the bid specifications, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the bid by T-Mobile Northeast LLC be rejected. Before I move this resolution, I'd like to thank the Mayor and the Public Works Department for all their hard work, and in particular Sal Ferraro for taking the lead with this, along with our Township Attorney. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas bids for the Park Avenue Monopole co-location lease were received and opened on November 30th, 2016, and whereas a bid was received from New York SMSA Limited Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless, 1 Verizon Way, Basking Ridge, New Jersey, and whereas the New York SMSA Limited Partnership was the most responsible bidder for a lease of a portion of Block 9701, Lot 4, located at Park Avenue, Township of Nutley, and co-location at the monopole of various equipment, and whereas the term of the lease contract shall be for 15 years from the award date with a 5-year extension option at the Township's discretion with the minimal increase of at least 3% a year, and whereas the New York SMSA Limited Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless will be the lead carrier on this contract, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that a contract be awarded to New York SMSA Limited Partnership, and that the Mayor and Township Clerk are hereby authorized to enter into and sign said contract for the Township of Nutley. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Commissioner Evans.
Thank you, Mayor. Be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, New Jersey, that the Treasurer be and she is hereby authorized to refund overpayment of tax charges for Block 4301, Lot 60, in the amount of $2,491.97. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas New Jersey Statute 5443.30 provides certain war veterans who have suffered serious disability while in service full tax exemption for their dwelling house and lot which it is located. Now, therefore, be resolved by the Board of Commissioners that James S. LaFaso be granted full exemption from payment of property taxes from January 5th, 2017, and all subsequent years thereafter for Block 4901, Lot 2, known as 27 Oakcrest Place. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas the Township of Nutley, pursuant to NJSA 4811-11, made by resolution and with advertising, purchase any goods or services under an approved national cooperative purchasing program, whereas the Township has a need on a timely basis to purchase goods or services utilizing the National Cooperative Purchasing Program, which is known as the National Cooperative Purchasing Alliance, whereas the Township intends to enter into contracts with the Alliance contract vendors through this resolution and properly executed contracts, which shall be subject to all the conditions applicable to the current contracts. Now, therefore, be resolved that the Township of Nutley authorizes purchasing agent to purchase certain goods or services from those approved National Cooperative Purchasing Alliance vendors pursuant to all conditions of the individual contracts for the year 2017, commencing January 1, 2017 through December 31st, 2017. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas 48-4-19 local budget law provides that where any contracts, commitments, or payments are to be made prior to the final adoption of the 2017 budget, temporary appropriations be made for the purposes and amounts required in a manner and time therein provided. Whereas the date of this resolution is within the first 30 days of 2017, whereas the total appropriation in the 2016 budget, less appropriations made for capital improvement, debt service, and public assistance are as follows. Current fund, $48,597,741. Water utility, $4,438,242. Whereas 26.25% of the total appropriations in 2016 budget, less capital improvement, debt service, public assistance in said 2016 budget would be current fund $12,756,907.01, with water utility $1,165,038.53. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, New Jersey, the following a temporary budget appropriations be made, and that the certified copy of this resolution be transmitted to the Chief Financial Officer for our record for all of the accounts and the amounts that are listed individually herein. So move.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Whereas New Jersey Statutes 48:419 provides that where debt service is to be paid in 17 prior to the time of the final adoption of the budget, temporary appropriation should be made for the amount of such debt service in a manner and time therein. Whereas the date of this resolution is subsequent to December 20th, 2016, and whereas debt service will become due during the first 6 months of 17. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley that the following temporary appropriation be made. For the current fund, interest on bonds, $48,034, principal, $8,792, interest on DEP debt, $4,169, for total debt service of $60,995. Water operating interest would be $8,373. Fund principal would be $25,206 for total debt service in the water operating account of $33,579. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Thank you, Mayor.
Commissioner Petracco?
Where the Nutley Police Department desires to utilize police pistol range facilities of the Borough of North Arlington Police Department, having its principal offices at 214 Ridge Road in Hackensack, Meadowlands, North Arlington, New Jersey, is in an amount not to exceed $2,000 for year beginning January 1st, 2017, December 31st, 2017. This resolution number is 2417. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
And my next resolution is number 28-17, whereas the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse, established by the Municipal Alliance for the Prevention of Alcoholism and Drug Abuse in 1989, to educate and engage residents. So this is a Municipal Alliance resolution. Rather than be long-winded, I'm just going to move the resolution. It's 28-17.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner. Whereas raffle applications have been received from the following organizations: Nutley Junior Raider Booster Club, license number 1-17, on-premise 50/50 cash raffle to be held Sunday, February 12th, 2017. Nutley Junior Raider Booster Club, license number 2-17, on-premise merchandise raffle to be held Sunday, February 12th, 2017. Nutley Family Service Bureau, license number 3-17, off-premise 50/50 cash raffle, Saturday, April 26, 2017. Whereas the applications have been reviewed and approved by the municipal clerk, and the police department. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the aforementioned licenses are approved and the municipal clerk is authorized to issue the license. I move the resolution.
Second?
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Tucci?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco? Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. That concludes the business portion of our meeting. Madam Clerk, you read the notice?
Yes, Mayor. All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should approach the microphone and provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the Board, each person shall limit their address to 5 minutes. All remarks to the Board and its individual members must be addressed to the Mayor. The Mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the Board. Dialogue between citizens and others addressing the Board shall be allowed unless the Mayor or presiding officer or the majority of the membership of the Board shall determine that the interests of decorum and or the expeditious conduct of municipal business are being adversely affected by such dialogue.
Would anybody like to address the Board of Commissioners this evening? Seeing none?
Commissioner Rogers? Commissioner Tucci?
Yes, just 1 second. Unfortunately, the Aiello and the Tucci family had one of our elder aunts pass away, and I'd just like to take a moment to thank Commissioner Petracco and the Nutley Police Department for extending the courtesy of a police escort. It was very much appreciated, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco? Mayor Scarpelli?
On behalf of the Board of Commissioners, we extend our condolences to both the Aiello and Tucci family.
Thank you, Mayor.
Aye.
And the time is now 9:06.